There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino Is the Name. Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You're watching Casino Is the Name, and in this video, we're going to talk about how simple it is for you to retire a millionaire in today's time. So it's extremely simple. It's very, very simple. You're going to need a couple things, though. You're going to need income, you're going to need time, and you're going to need to buy your home. You got to stop renting. You got to stop renting. This is a key. It's a key element to ensuring that you retire a millionaire. It's very, very, very simple. Okay, let's talk about income. Now, you can have income from a job or you can have income from your business. In this scenario, we're gonna use you having a job. Okay, the reason why we're gonna say you have a job is because, well, most people are employees. Let's just be honest. Okay, all right. So now, can you do this if you have self-employment income and you make a lot of money? Yes, absolutely. I'm not even knocking that, right? But most people just have a job. Okay, so we're gonna use that, right? So you're gonna need a job with a matching 401k. You don't need to have like no crazy income as far as like you don't need to make six figures. Let's just say you make $50,000 a year. You make $50,000 a year. That is absolutely reasonable, and it's an absolutely reasonable salary. Okay, let's say you make $50,000 a year and you purchase a home. You're gonna need to start. You gotta purchase the home. It helps tremendously. And can you purchase a home with a $50,000 salary? Yeah, you can. You can. Okay, you may have to work a couple years, and you need to keep your debts low. You need to do smart things or whatever, but you can absolutely do that. Because I did it, okay? Now, of course, houses are more expensive now, so maybe you have to get a more modest home and not maybe a house this size or something like that. But, you know, maybe you can still pull it off. I don't know. But you need to be able to start putting the money into your 401k, and you want to have a matching 401k. Now, most companies that I know match at 5%. Some of them match at 6%. I don't know how much higher it goes, but some match at 6%. But let's say in this example, you have a matching 401k at 5%. You make $50,000 a year. So a matching 401k means that you have to put in 5% of your income or of your salary in order to receive 5% back. They'll match you up to 5% of your salary. So if you make $50,000 a year, and they're gonna match you. So you got to put up 5%, right? So if they put up another 5%, 5% plus 5% is 10%, right? So you're actually saving 10% of your salary if you put it in. You know, if you put 5% of your into your 401k, that's really saving $5,000 a year into your 401k. Now, so what we need to do then is, well, how much money is that per month, right? So, because when we put money in our 401k, they're going to look at it on a monthly basis. How much are you contributing to your 401k on a monthly basis? So, $5,000 for the year divided by 12 is $416 and some change. Like say 416.66 or whatever. But let's say just $416 is your monthly contribution to your 401k. So now you guys should get you one of these. Get you I'm looking for it. Where is it? Get you a compound interest calculator. Compound interest is absolutely necessary. So let's say now the compound interest calculator is going to tell us how much money we're going to make based off of. We'll use let's use around 12% for our annual interest rate. It's going to go up, it's going to go down over time, but let's use 12% 4-hour interest rate. That's not too crazy. I'm not saying let's use 25%, saying you're going to get 25% on average per year. Let's not do that. Let's say 12%, you average 12% interest per year. Now, your principal interest, the day one when you start this, that's why I said you need time, because you need time to let this grow. You're 20 years old, you get your first job, maybe you're 25. You're 25 making $50,000 a year. You start your 401k plan, it's no money in there. $0, okay? You put 416, I do this at the same time as me. Get you a compound interest calculator, and let's do these numbers. $0 on your principal amount. Put nothing in there, because you just opened it, you ain't got no money in there. Through your job. So they match you at 5% of your salary, which means that 10% of your salary per month is going into your 401k tax-free, right? No tax is going to come out of that. So that's $416 a month, and 30 years, and you can do all these numbers, right? But 30 years is 360 months. 360 months is 30 years, okay? So you put the period of time is 360 months that you're going to be putting $416 in at a 12% interest rate. That amount of money says that your total principal is $149,760. That's how much you actually put in. Your $416 over 30 years, you put $149,000 in there, right? The interest amount that you made off of your compound interest is $1.3 million. So your account will have $1,468,000 in there when you retire. Okay? So you're already a millionaire. You could have rented the entire time. You could have rented the entire time. But we're not going to use that. You could have just contributed to your 401k for 30 years. You're going to be a millionaire, almost guaranteed. But let's just say maybe your 401k, by some unimaginable situation, it only grew by an average of 7%. Oh, that's devastating. That is devastating. That is devastating. That means that your 401k is only worth, it would still be the $149,000 of principal interest that you put in. The interest amount that you would have gained is $360,000. Your account plus the $149 would total $510,000. $510,000. That's crazy, right? That's terrible. That instead of growing 12%, you grew 7% on average. Man, that's bad. Okay, that's bad, right? That's terrible. And you still end up with $500,000 there. And this is why we use real estate. This is why we use real estate. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're going to buy a $300,000 house, which it's not extravagant anymore. $300,000 you could have got a house a lot bigger than this one. When I bought this, I bought it for $233. It's a 3,100 square feet, nice neighborhood, all of that. But in today's time, this house is in the fours, right? So you buy a modest home, $300,000, which the down payment for that you can pull from your 401k plan in order to pay the money down if you ever need to put a down payment down. I'm a veteran, I had no money down, but if you did have to put money down, you can go pull that money from your 401k and you're paying yourself back also But that money could come from your 401k. If you got $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 in there, you need to put down on a $300,000 house at 3.5%. That's $3,500 per $100,000. So, it's like 10.5 or something like that. So around 10.5. Let's say 12,000 is like extra. That's the earner's money or whatever. But you were able to pull that from your 401k plan, which you had saved up in a couple years. Okay, so you're 25. You purchase your house. You purchase your house at 25. You do 30 years. What happens now that you have, like I said, worst case scenario, you got the 500,000 in your 401k because you only grew at 7%. So you purchase your home for $300,000. All right. Now, let's just say your house grew in value let's just look at what your house was worth when you purchased it. It was worth $300,000. You got a 30-year mortgage. What happens in 30 years? At the same time that your account now shows $500,000 in your 401k, it could show $1.4 million, but let's say it shows only $500,000. You purchased a house for $300,000 30 years ago and paid off a 30-year mortgage. What now do you owe on that house? Nothing. You owe nothing. It's a 30-year mortgage. That house is paid off. Now, what does that mean? That means the value of that home is still you paid $300,000 off, so all that value of that $300,000 now comes to you. So you go from $500,000 sitting in your 401k to a $300,000 asset paid off. But here's the other side of that. That asset is worth a lot more than $300,000. Why? Because it's 30 years later. Inflation has caused this house to rise. This house is now worth $600. That seems fairly reasonable. $600,000. Let's just say $600,000. This house doubled in value because I bought it for $233. It's in the fours now. I've been here 7 years. I think maybe this is 7 years. No, 8 years. I think this will be 8 years in October. Be 8 years in October. It's already double what I paid for it. So, but let's just say, because they say real estate doubles every 10 years. Let's just say it doesn't double every 10 years. And it only doubled in that 30 years. Let's just say it only doubled in that 30 years. That's being extremely reasonable, right? Because it could have tripled in that 30 years or 2.5 times or 4 times in that 30 years. But let's just say it only doubled in that 30 years. Only double. That puts that house at $600,000. That means you have a $600,000 asset and you have $510,000 in your 401k. Ladies and gentlemen, all you did was live. You are now a millionaire and you haven't had to do very much of any other kind of investing. You haven't really had to do anything. You could have enjoyed your weekends with your family, and hopefully you're making more money over time and you can put more in your 401k or put more down on paying your house. And you as a millionaire probably a lot faster. And that's only on a $50,000 salary. It is extremely simple to do. In 30 years, if I don't do anything else, and also I'm hedged against inflation, right? So my mortgage is $1,350. $1,350. It only goes up because the value of the house goes up because the taxes go up. So that causes the taxes to go up because taxes is based off of the value of the house. But essentially, I'm frozen. I bought this house in 2016, I think. I'm frozen in the time of 2016. Because this was a lot of money in 2016. $200,000 was a lot of money for a house in 2016. 2016, you could have got. I seen people spend $300,000 and get mansions in 2016. So I'm frozen in 2016 time frame. My interest rate 2.75. I'm frozen in that time. So no matter how much more money I make, I could have got probably make $50,000 more per year than what I was making back then. Maybe more, possibly more. I'm sure it's more. But back then and now, my mortgage is still frozen from that time frame. I'm still good. I'm frozen in that time. So you started out making $50,000, and at 25, and 30 years from now you're gonna be making at least double that. At least double that, right? You're gonna be making $100,000 a year, but you're gonna be frozen back your mortgage and everything. People I know who got $400-$500 mortgages because they got them in 2008, 2009, or they got them in 1994. Think about it, 1994, these people have paid their houses off already. Or they're paying them off maybe this year, unless they took a second mortgage or something like that. But their houses is paid off this year. And they're making more money than ever. Right? It's so simple of a process to become a millionaire. It's crazy. Now, is $1 million going to feel like $1 million then as it do now? No, it won't. It won't because of inflation. $1 million ain't the same. Right? But you'll have a paid off house that you could sell and take $600,000 out and go either explore the world, buy a condo, whatever, downsize, whatever, or continue to live in a house that's worth $600,000 now that somebody else is amazed that you can afford, and have $500,000 sitting in a bank account, sitting in your 401k. So easy to be a millionaire. Being a millionaire is just what your assets are valued at, minus your liabilities. So it's really easy. So if you don't retire a millionaire, I don't want to say it's your fault, but I gave you the game. Anyway, right now you're watching Casino Is the Name. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we out. There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. It's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino Is the Name.